Hello, this is Tip Top Gaming here today with another Magic the Gathering news video. Now today, we're going to be talking about the MTG Arena State of the Beta, May 2019. Welcome to the May 2019 State of the Beta. With the 0.15.0.0 game update, we've tagged in Digital Product Manager Lee Sharp to talk about the cool new events. If you guys want to see this video, you can check it out on Daily MTG. Well, introducing the War of the Spark Chronicles. So basically, what they're doing is they're adding the stained glass planeswalkers, and so these were used as part of a promo material, and now you're gonna be able to get them as card styles for all 36, not Tezzeret, planeswalkers in Magic the Gathering Arena, and these will be found throughout the store, events, codes. So like during the last Mythic Championship, they gave out 5 codes for cool card styles. For I believe it was 1 card of each color and a colorless. So they're going to be doing stuff like that again, and along with that comes a new event called Chronicles. Now Chronicles, there'll be 5 Chronicles, and they'll be telling the story of War of the Spark. And so this first one is going to start on May 23rd, and basically, unlike normal events, first of all, this one has a free entry cost similar to a lot of the cooler events, or not the cooler events, a lot of the special events, they have 0 entry cost. But as you notice, the requirements to win are 3, or like the reward tiers are 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15, which is kind of insane. However, it does not matter how many losses you get. You will never be knocked out. And so, why don't I just read this? The first one is Momir Vig. Part 1 is Momir. No deck required. Will provide the deck to you consisting only of basic lands and the 36 war planeswalkers. So this includes planeswalkers. Now, I think this could be interpreted 2 ways, although it seems like it's going to be 1 way, is that you'll have a deck just full of land, and you'll be able to get planeswalkers from the Momir Vig thing, or your deck itself will actually run planeswalkers in it, and I don't know. But yeah, so there'll be 5 of them. Now, inside of this video, which we're going to mute, they talk about which formats are coming. So yeah, you'll see here the stained glass planeswalkers. And then, if we go and find the events, sorry, yeah, they talk about the events, so, basically, well, I'm gonna let this play through while I, talk about, I'm just blinking. While I talk about the update, so they basically, instead of having like the older thing, I am so sorry. So instead of like the old events where you could be knocked out after 2 wins, and like for alternate art cards you had to do it like 4 times, and like, you know, you had to get to like 6 wins without any losses, and so you pretty much had to get lucky for some of them, or build a very specific deck. Yeah, instead of that, now you can do it as many times as you want, and you basically get up to 15 wins. Now, something that I just noticed, is that if you look in the bottom left right here, here, let me move you guys. You'll notice right beneath the More Videos tab, they're using sleeves of one of the Japanese planeswalkers. Right there. Which I find to be really interesting. Here it is, by the way. Alrighty, sorry. But yeah, so that also implies that there's going to be new sleeves around the Japanese planeswalkers, because they've already confirmed that the art for the Japanese planeswalkers will not be card styles, which I think could have been cooler, because the stained glass is pretty much the same art, it's just altered, which I guess is kind of what they were doing with all the card styles. It's just altered the original art. I would have liked an alternate version, or a card style that was the Japanese art. Please don't make the text like Japanese. But it looks like they may be coming as sleeves. It'd be interesting to see if you could get these sleeves without gems, but more likely wouldn't. Either way, here are all 5 events. We have Ravnica, War, No Escape, Storm the Citadel, Commence the Endgame, Gideon Sacrifice. And those will be Momir, Planeswalkers, Pauper, Singleton, Counters, I have no idea what that format is, and Ravnica Constructed. Now, I am not the biggest fan of Pauper and Singleton, so, you know, I'm kind of disappointed to see these, but it's fine. Yeah. I mean, those are the events. I actually really like Momir's. It's a little luck-based, so I'm not sure if, you know, it might be frustrating getting those 15 wins because everything is luck-based. I mean, not exactly. You need to know what to do when, but, like, yeah. But, yeah, that's going to be cool. So, now I don't... Oh, another thing to note, by the way, with these events is that, if it's a constructed event, you can change your deck in between plays without having to resign. And all of the quests count towards our daily quest goals and weekly win bonuses. And you can only earn these once, it appears. Yeah. So yeah, this will start May 23rd. Now let's get on to the next thing. The next thing doesn't apply to many of you, but if you finished in the top 1,000 of the Mythic ranked players in either Limited or Constructed during Ravnica Allegiance Season 1 or 2, the qualifier weekend is just around the corner. If you've logged in, you'll see an in-game notification congratulating you on the achievement, as well as a new badge on your profile page confirming your qualifications. That'll look like that. This is the important part. If you believe you qualified and did not receive the notification or do not have the profile badge, you need to contact customer support immediately. On the 25th, there will be a special game event for day 1 of play. You'll need that badge in order to participate, and this will basically be, it'll be best of 3 standard. Yeah, and they talk about it a little bit more on the forums, which I'm gonna go jump over to. Basically, you have to do that. It's going to be best of 3 standard, so it's first to 8 wins or 2 losses. And prizes. So you'll receive 200 gems per victory on day 1. And you'll only get the gems once you've completed the entire event. And you'll also get an event exclusive card sleeve at the conclusion of the event. And yeah, day 2 begins May 26th, obviously, and yeah, more information will be out about that soon. Either way, since that doesn't affect many of you, let's go on to this. Best of 3 match clock. So basically, they're adding a match clock. So while you're, for the entire match, so not just the game, you have a match clock of 30 minutes. So as long as you're holding priority, that counts down. So that roughly breaks down to you can hold priority for 10 minutes every game. And if it's 3 games, if it's only 2 games, you get 15 minutes. If you run out of time, you lose the entire round, not just the game. And they said they want to experiment with this in best of 3 before moving it over to something like best of 1. This is meant to reduce the amount of slow decks and slow playing, as well as just decks that don't do well under time limits, because that's the issue with Magic the Gathering Arena with this qualifier weekend coming up, is that people can just play really slow decks, and then that doesn't help anybody. So, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then basic land filter, what they should probably say is basic land picker. You can pick the art you want, so if you want a specific art from a specific set, you can now do that. You can now filter by basic lands. One thing to note is that the shuffler is broken. Now, a lot of people like to argue about this, but there's just too much evidence. The shuffler is pretty broken, and if you start with like 2 or 1 lands, it'll mana screw you, and if you start with like 4 or 5 land, it'll flood you for the rest of the game. But if you use a different art for each land you use, it won't do that. So if you were to pick 9 different arts from 9 different sets, so Ixalan, Rivals, Dominaria 2, M19, Guild of Ravnica, Ravnica Allegiance, and War of the Spark, and that would work. Yeah, so that's actually it. Now, I was kind of disappointed. I like these Chronicles, because when seeing this, I'm like, oh, I hope they had a new game mode. Now, maybe it's something as great as Brawl, but that would be highly unlikely. Maybe it's, more than one player, again, highly unlikely. But I guess this is kind of a new format. Not really a new format, but a new way of playing, and something that allows me to have fun, and it's not super serious, because the amount of wins doesn't, or the amount of losses doesn't matter, so I can actually have a lot of fun with that. I was hoping for, like, max support, or something along those lines, but that's all of the big stuff. This should keep me entertained for the next 5 weeks, right? Because it goes to 6/21, and by 6/21, there should be the next date of the beta. And yeah, so there should always be a free event going on. That's kind of interesting to think about for the next 5 weeks. Yeah, it'll be going on. Now the update comes out the 23rd. Yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!